Paki-picture. Okay, so our topic is public workforce planning and forecasting in government agency. No? Workforce planning is the discipline of ensuring that government has the right people with the right skills and the right roles at the right time. No? Okay. Again, workforce planning is the discipline of ensuring that government has the right people with the right skills in the right rules at the right time. In public administration, poor workforce planning result in service delays, overload, burnout, and underperformance, especially when demands change due to disasters, policy reforms, or demographic shifts. Forecasting is critical because government staffing cannot be adjusted instantly, like in private firms. Budget cycle, plantilla items, and regulatory constraint require advanced planning. This means administrator must anticipate retirements, skill shortages, and service demand trends. Then propose staffing solutions that are both strategic and must be compliant. No? Today's topic will help us connect HR planning to public service outcomes because workforce planning is not just about head count, it is about capability, sustainability, and readiness, ensuring that government services remain effective even under changing conditions. At this point, I will give the floor to our presenter to discuss workforce planning and forecasting methods used in the government, including practical tools for predicting staffing needs and aligning workforce planning with agency mandates. Please note that the example shared and post your question in the Zoom chat for our discussion after the presentation. Go ahead, po.
Good morning po. Thank you po, Prof. Madarinig po.
Yes, go ahead.
Okay. I am Katrina Cabangil and I'm going to report about public workforce planning and forecasting in government agencies. So, before we dive into details, so mahalaga munang maintindihan na ang workforce planning ay hindi lang ito about human resource concern. Ito ay management at governance issue. Kapag kasi mali ang bilang o klase ng tao ng isang ahensya, kahit gaano kaganda ang policy, mahihirapan itong maipatupad. Sa gobyerno, mas critical ito dahil serbisyong publiko ang nakataya or nakasalalay dito. Sa presentation na ito, ipapakita natin kung paano ginagamit ang workforce planning bilang tool para masigurong may kakayahan ang ahensya na tuparin ang mandato nito. Hindi siya lang po, hindi po siya ma-next. Wait lang po. So, workforce planning and forecasting are strategic human resource practices used by government agencies to ensure that personal needs are met both now and in the future. Rather than reacting to staff shortages, agencies analyze their workforce proactively. This allows them to respond effectively to changing public demands, limited budgets, and organizational challenges. Sa government setting, ay maraming constraints tulad ng limited budget, plantilla position, at civil service rules. So, dahil dito, mas madaling mag-hire, hindi madaling mag-hire basta-basta ang isang agency. Kaya mahalaga ang workforce planning and forecasting para mapaghandaan ang mga pagbabago. Halimbawa naman, kung alam ng ahensya na maraming magre-retire sa loob ng 5 taon, maaari na itong magplano ng training or succession kahit wala pang bakanting position. Understanding workforce planning. Workforce planning focuses on the present condition of an organization's human resource. It involves assessing how many employees the agency currently has, what skills they possess, where they are deployed, and whether this align with the agency mandate, and operational goals. So, ang workforce planning ay parang inventory ng tao. Hindi lang ito binibilang ang empleyado, kundi sinusuri kung ano ang kakayahan nilang gawin. So, dito pong mapasok ang skills mapping at workload analysis. So, halimbawa ko dito ang aming agency, the DAR, ay maaring sapat ang bilang ng empleyado sa papel, pero sa actual po talaga is kulang ang field staff dahil karamihan ay mas maraming naka-assign doon sa administrative or sa province mismo. Understanding workforce forecasting. So, workforce forecasting looks toward the future staffing needs of the organization. So, it considers factors such as employee retirement, attrition, program expansion, and policy change to determine what types of skills and how many personnel will be required in the coming years. So, ang workforce forecasting ay nakabatay sa assumption at trends. Hindi ito hulaan lang. Gumagamit ito ng data tulad ng mga age profile ng empleyado or historical attrition rate at projected program demands. Sa DAR, kung tataas ang bilang ng agrarian cases o land distribution target, siguradong tataas din ang demand sa legal at field personnel. Because sa trabaho po namin, may kanya-kanyang division na for program development division, meron for ALAD or the legal division at saka administrative division. At the same time, yung land tenure division na itong division na ito na last na binanggit ko, the LTID is mas nangangailangan ng mas maraming tao kasi include dito yung mga field works like surveys, like mga validations and mentoring sa area. Why workforce planning matters in government? Effective workforce planning ensures the continuity and quality of public service delivery. It helps government agency to prevent skill shortages, manage workloads efficiently, and make informed decisions related to hiring, training, and budgeting. So, example ko dito yung ang aming agency. Balikan ko lang po. Mahalaga itong workforce planning sa government kasi isa sa pinakamalaking epekto ng mahinang workforce planning ay ang magkakaroon ng isang backlog at delay sa isang serbisyo. Kapag kasi kulang ang tao, may possibility na humaba ang pila ng kaso ng dokumento kung sa aming departamento. Kapag naman maling skills ang meron, bumababa ang kalidad ng output. So, sa example sa amin, maraming trabaho in terms of legal cases, but kakaunti lang yung tao na kwalipikado na ma-assign doon sa legal division. So, ang nangyari ngayon, so marami naman po ding nag-aaral ngayon ng, ng Juris Doctor. So, yun. Sa Department of Agrarian Reform, ang example ko, DAR is mandated to implement agrarian reform programs across the country. Its responsibilities include land acquisition and distribution, agrarian justice delivery, and the provision of support services to agrarian reform beneficiaries, most of which required field-based personnel. So, isa sa ang DAR ay pinaka-unique para sa akin sa natrabahuan ko dahil ang trabaho nito ay may sabay na legal, technical, at social in nature. Kailangan ng empleyado na marunong sa batas at marunong makipag-usap sa komunidad kasi ang DAR ay hindi lang basta-basta nagbibigay ng titulo sa mga lupa, kami din po ay nagbibigay ng programs para matulungan ang aming agrarian reform beneficiaries or agrarian reform organizations. At may makipag-usap sa komunidad at saka yung may kakayahang magtrabaho sa rural at minsan conflict-prone areas. Dahil dito, hindi sapat na ang generic workforce planning, kailangan ito ay tailored din sa mandato ng ahensya. Current workforce situation in DAR. DAR currently faces several workforce challenges. This include an aging workforce, shortages of legal officers handling agrarian cases, and limited digital skills related to land records and data management system. So, ang aging workforce ay hindi lang issue ng bilang ng tao, kundi pati din ng knowledge transfer. Kapag nag-retire ang senior staff nang walang kapalit na handa or mas marunong sa gawain na yun, nawawala ang institutional memory. Sa DAR kasi ito ay critical dahil maraming kaso at proseso ang nangangailangan ng experience at historical knowledge. Same with my experience yung dumating yung time, last year, nag-resign yung senior Sir PT namin, which is siya lang yung the only person na nakatira sa specific na municipalities, which also na siya din yung may maraming alam about the land holdings at saka background ng isang land holding. So, para sa amin as hindi naman newly hired, bagong sampa sa municipality na yon. So, sa part namin, kailangan namin mag-take time, alamin kung ano ba yung klaseng issue ang nakapaloob doon sa specific nga land holding na yon. Future workforce needs of DAR. In the coming years, DAR will require additional personnel and new competencies. These include more field officers, additional legal professionals, and new leaders who can assume managerial roles as senior employees retire. So, hindi lang dami ng tao ang kailangan ng DAR, kundi din ang bagong klaseng skills. Halimbawa, digital record keeping, GIS mapping, at data analytic ay naging mahalaga din para rin sa land administration. So, ibig sabihin, kapag po kahit existing staff ay kailangan din pong parang mariretool at ma-upskill, hindi lang mag-hire ng bago. So, common naman din ito sa mga agency siguro yung annually nagsasubmit tayo or kami ng training needs assessment. So doon pwede naming ilalobby kung ano yung mga trainings na need pa namin to improve at saka para din mabudgetan ng agency para sa next na taon po. Workforce planning process. Workforce planning follows a continuous and systematic process. It begins with environmental scanning, followed by workforce analysis and forecasting, identification of gaps, and the implementation of action plans such as recruitment, training, and redeployment. So, ang workforce planning ay iterative. Ibig sabihin, paulit-ulit itong ginawa at ina-adjust depende lang sa sitwasyon. So, hindi sapat na gumawa ng plano tapos iwanan na lang. Kailangan itong mai-review taon-taon, lalo na kapag may mga bagong batas or may mga bagong programa or pagbabago sa national priorities. So, in conclusion of my first topic, public workforce planning and forecasting strengthens institutional capacity. Through proactive planning, agencies like DAR can improve service delivery, maintain workforce readiness, and ensure long-term organizational effectiveness. Ang tunay kasi na layunin ng workforce planning ay hindi lang para punuin ang posisyon kundi siguraduhin din natin na ang gobyerno ay may kakayahang maglingkod ng maayos. Sa case ng DAR, makikita natin na tamang workforce planning ay direktang nakakaapekto sa bilis at kalidad ng kredibilidad ng agrarian reform implementation. So, tama yung sinabi ni Sir na hindi lang tayo basta-bastang mag-hire on. Dapat angkop din yung iha-hire natin sa hinahanap po natin. Yan po. Yan po ang next topic ko, Doc.
Okay, so again, workforce planning begins with understanding the agency mandate workload. Let's say, for example, no, if an LGU expand health services, it must forecast additional needs for nurses, midwives, and administrative staff. Planning should be based on service volume indicators like patient visit, not a guesswork. A core tool is analyzing workforce supply, retirement projection, turnover patterns, and internal skill inventories. A realistic example is forecasting retirements in a city hall. Let's say, if many senior employees retire in the next 2 years, HR must plan succession, mentoring, and recruitment early to avoid operational gaps. Demand forecasting also includes external trends. No? For instance, increase digitization, may reduce manual encoding rules but increase IT support needs. Government must anticipate skill shifts, no, and reskills employees, no, through training and reassign where appropriate. Workforce planning must align with budgeting. Agency cannot propose staffing without funding justification. Tama po ba sa government agency? And a good practice is linking staffing proposal to performance target. Let's say, for example, additional frontline staff will reduce processing time from 10 days to 5 days, then evaluating if the improvement occurs. Scenario planning is important in government. For disasters, agency needs surge capacity. So a practical approach is forming a trained pool of personnel who can be temporarily detailed during emergencies with clear SOPs and legal basis for assignments. So workforce planning also support equity. Let's say, for example, rural or island municipalities may struggle to attract professionals. HR strategies may include local scholarship pipelines, housing support, or partnership with universities for internship to employment pathways. A common mistake is focusing only on quantity, not capability. If an office hires many staff without relevant competencies, performance does not improve. So workforce planning should therefore include competency frameworks and training roadmaps to ensure quality staffing. So workforce planning and forecasting strengthen government's resilience and continuity. So when done, will agencies reduce vacancy, prevent burnout, and ensure stable service delivery, showing that strategic human resource planning is essential for citizen-centered governance, center-centered governance.